In the last episode, we were a little bit out of sorts. Is it a wobble or is it something bigger? Let's go and find out. Hello and welcome to episode 52 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. We're away from home on both of them. First of all, it's an FA Trophy third round tie against Eastbourne Borough, who we have played before in this series. We played them in the National League South a season or so back. And then it's our third meeting with Boston United in fairly quick succession, this time in an FA Cup second round replay at their place. And, well, we need to play better than we did in the game that we should have won. And we've beaten 3-0 the first time out and then 3-3 last time, and just seemed to be letting them score at will. And then, of course, the game against Scunthorpe. I mean, Elliot Bolton, I don't know what the heck he was thinking of as he played a back ball to Roan, and Roan just watched it go into the back of the net. A bizarre highlight, if any there was. But anyway, today we're going to try and put things back on track, of course, whilst trying to stay at the top of the National League. Luckily, we've got a 3-point gap, so if there are any National League games going on, hopefully we will avoid dropping out of that top slot. Certainly for this episode anyway. If you do enjoy the episode, though, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far. Much appreciate it. Thank you very much. And you can also follow everything that's going on the channel, of course, by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, nothing has happened since you were last with us because we have played no games. It's sort of back-to-back episodes at the moment because obviously we're going through a little bit of a busy period. So, yeah, those two draws in the last thing. We are still unbeaten, technically, in all games. 17 games in the National League unbeaten. 20 games in all, I think it is, in all competitions. But as I said, we don't want that to hemorrhage itself into to losses. Last time we had a draw, of course, in the league, we then picked up a fine bit of form. But it'd be quite nice to go back to a little bit of form and maybe some clean sheets. That would be rather splendid. Can we achieve that in today's episode? I sincerely hope so. Right, I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. We still have Kevin Candlish out. He's out just for another day in the medical centre, so he won't be playing today. He's been out with a pulled groin in that match against Scunthorpe, of course. Apart from that, I don't think there is anything else to tell you, so we will get right into it. It's a third round FA Trophy match against Eastbourne Borough. Last season in the Trophy, we got through to the fifth round. We lost to Yeovil. If you remember, back-to-back games against Yeovil, 2-2 draw, and then we lost 2-1. Kieran Evans the scorer on that occasion, scoring our goal. Moffat and Akinmini the scorers for Yeovil. But so fifth round last year, we've got to try and get past the fifth round this year is what we want to try and do if we can. But we've got to beat Eastbourne Borough first off. As I said, we have played them before. We've played them 4 times. I did say twice, didn't I? I think. I don't know I said how many times, but we have played them 4 times. We've lost to them once. That was before we joined, actually, back in October 23. We come in the at the Christmas course. So a 5-3 win at their place in the return match on that occasion. Cam Cooper getting 2, Goodship getting 2, and Harvey Slade scoring the other one back in the days. And then, so we've never done particularly well at our place by looks of it, because they give us a good game. The following season in the November, a 2-2 draw on that occasion, a 4-2. There's always goals in this game by the looks of it. Leon Gravata and Goch the scorers for Eastbourne Borough, Robert George, Nathan, Melvin Lambert, 61 and 76, and Kieran Evans on 78, giving us a 4-2 win in that one. Something similar today. I'd like a clean sheet, though, if at all possible. We'll see what we can do. Right, that's what we're looking at then. Let's go through to the game in FA Trophy third round tie. And here is the team that faces Eastbourne Borough in this one. Just one further thing to tell you that we didn't look at the National League table as it was because hasn't really anything happened since the last episode. No games have been played, so it's not any different to how it was at the end of the season. We will check in on it at some point during the episode, just for context. But apart from that, Roney's in goal then. It's Linton, Blythe, Grante and Prescott, our defensive line. Petit and Nzingo and Braley in midfield. They are sat behind Abdul Malik. And then up front today, Cooper and Wareham making the start. On the bench, Armitage, Vincent, Solanke, Peters and Jones are the bench. I'm hoping that by resting some of the players today, the key players in our league and cup exploits, that we're not selling ourselves short against Eastbourne. That's what I'm hoping. And here we are at Eastbourne. Won 3 of their last 5 matches, lost the other 2. Playing a 4-3-3 today. They are 7th in the National League South at the moment. And our 2 draws showing up on our recent form. "13 minutes in, it's a free kick to Eastbourne. It's gone forward. Grante comes over and tidies up. Back to Roan. We know what happens there sometimes, so not this time, thankfully. Lightning strike twice in the same place? No. Cooper, Linton working together on this wing. Linton comes round his man. He's looking to come forward, but he's decided to go back. And Zingo playing in midfield today. Braley, not the usual position for him, but just changing things up a little bit. Bit of change of tactic, formation, things like that. Abdul Malik now. Braley through the lines. Wareham. Can he get this ball across? He can. Cooper. And Cooper, that's Cooper of old. Only his 2nd goal of the season. There'd have been a time when he'd have been on 20 by now. Not played a lot, I know. Hence why he's got an outing today. And that's the sort of thing he can do. Carson for Eastbourne Borough. And Wareham wins that ball to Braley. Over the top to Wareham. He's missed the target. That he was offside. All over them for the first half. And when attacking for that last 5 minutes, we'll go back to positive, I think. Might even go back. It just seems sometimes it's weird because playing balance sometimes just seems to do more than you do if you're more attacking, which is very, very odd. 6 shots then, 4 on target, 1.10. It's a shame we've not converted more of those shots that we've had on target. At least another goal would have been good. 53% of possession. They've just had the 1 shot. It's not been on target. 0.04 and 47% of the possession. And a bit bigger cushion would be nice. And with nearly 71 minutes on the clock, making 1 change, we've moved Nzingo in behind Cooper and Wareham up front. A little bit of a tactical formation change. Wareham going to a target forward. And we have taken off Abdul Malik and brought on Tom Solanke. Tom Solanke dropping into midfield. Petit going over on the other side. That is our one and only change just for the moment. Linton with a corner, 81 on the clock now. It's swung in. It's not cleared though. Still bobbling around there. And Garante pulls it down. Braley! Ethan Braley scores his first goal for us and gives us a 2-goal cushion on 82 minutes. It fell lovely. Just they never cleared their lines. It bobbled around for a while. Garante, Blythe, Blythe heading it back. Garante putting it into the path of Braley. Braley hitting it first time. And that's what we've not seen from Ethan. And on 83 minutes, making one more change. Nzingo is off. Amika Peters comes on to replace him just literally because Nzingo is getting tired. And he has had a good game, and just give Peters a little bit of a run out. Folks, long ball forward. Prescott gets there. Not seen too much of Prescott today. Garante, Prescott. Prescott comes forward to Cooper. Cooper has Peters there in support. It's almost like three in attack now. Peters. Linton. Inside to Peters. Peters in the penalty area. Cross it in! And it's Casey Petit scoring his first goal of the season. Haven't seen a lot. He hasn't had a lot of game time, actually. He's only come on as substitute once. Started today and scored. It's 3-0, and we've made it look easy, really, in the end. It's not been. Again, Peters getting the assist. And it's all over. It's a 3-0 win. We are in the fourth round of the FA Trophy. And, Josiah Linton having a player of the match, to be honest. 3 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance created. Didn't get an assist, but he definitely created down that right-hand side. Eastbourne Borough, just 2 shots, nothing on target, 0.07, 40% of the possession. We had 16 shots, 8 of which were on target, 50%. Liking that, 2.16 on the XG, 60% of the possession, so we were a bit higher than the XG. And as we see, they only had realistically 5 minutes of the game, though it was pretty even towards the end here, and a little bit in the first half. We bossed that, I think, pretty much as we should and would have expected to. So that's a draw then coming up for the fourth round. Well, we're not going to spend too much time studying this, other than to say that all the teams from the National League, of course, join in at the third round stage, which means there were no games today from the National League teams. I was just having a look to see if I could see Halifax Town. Excuse me. Which I can't at this point in time. I will find it at some point or other. I'm guessing they weren't at home. Oh, there they are. They lost, actually, on penalties to Warrington. So there you go. They've lost in the third round, Halifax Town. And that's where it's ended. A fourth round draw is coming up. If we have it before the next game, I will show you it. And indeed, here is the draw for the fourth round of the FA Trophy. Who can we draw this time? Let's go and find out. So, the draw for the fourth round. Holders currently are Bradford City. Promoted, of course, last season, so they can't defend this title. In fact, I think they won it 2 years in a row, did they not? They did indeed. They won it back-to-back. Beat Southend in 24-25 and beat Hartlepool last season 25-26. Wealdstone, the winners of it the year before, beating Oxford City. So that's how that's happened. Let's have the draw then. We're getting underway. Torquay United out first. They will play Oldham Athletic, an all-National League match. St Albans City of National League North will play Slough Town of National League South. Hartlepool of the National League play Weymouth. We're playing Hartlepool then in this one. And, okay, at Hartlepool, Long Eaton will play Darlington. And they had a good win in the last round. I can't remember who they beat now, but they are lower than the National League side, as is Grays Athletic. They're playing Darlington in the next round. In fact, I think they knocked out Altrincham. Long Eaton. Grays Athletic still in there. They beat Dagenham and not beat, but they will play Dagenham and Redbridge. Billericay Town will play Chester. Yeovil Town will play Macclesfield. Eastleigh will play Boston United. FC United will play Ebbsfleet United. All Uniteds. York City playing Chelmsford. Colchester are playing Farnborough. Woking are playing Solihull Moors. Frome Town are playing Aldershot Town. Warrington are playing Fylde. Warrington knocking out Halifax Town, of course, in the last round, but they play Fylde this time. Jamie Patterson's Fylde. Bromley will play Rochdale, and Marine will play Scunthorpe. That is the draw for the fourth round. Let's have a look at the schedule and see where it fits in. Well, if we can get past Boston United in the next game, it has got the potential for another cup episode, potentially, because the FA Trophy fourth round is on the 9th of January. And if we can get to the third round of the FA Cup, that will be on the 2nd of January. I'm not quite sure where Rochdale will pop. We'll see where they will pop to in due course, because as it stands, we're going to get past these, and it's likely that we will run these games and come back around about here at the start of January, because Eastleigh and Altrincham are the two teams at the end of the series, which, as I said, we want to try and show you teams, every team at least once. So we potentially, as we've played these teams earlier on in the season, I think it's likely we were going to come back for Aldershot Town, but it just depends how that all fits in. It might be that it's a double episode, Aldershot and the FA Cup, and then FA Trophy, and possibly Rochdale, if Rochdale pops in here in between or somewhere. And then, of course, we haven't played Halifax Town, I don't think, on screen yet. So it may well be that we come back for that. We'll see. I will work it out. I will let you know in due course. Right, be back just ahead of the game against Boston United then. It's an FA Cup replay. If it's level after 90 minutes, it goes to a penalty shootout. Oh, sorry, extra time is played if it's level at 90 minutes. Then a penalty shootout if the scores are still level. 5 subs can be used in 3 stoppages from 9 named. So it's FA Cup rules, or Football League rules as far as that. So we'll be right back just ahead of the game. So we are down to match day, and it's FA Cup second round replay for the right to play Leicester City at the start of January. And we've already told you the rules and regs. What we'll say is team news. There's nothing really to tell you. 2 of our players on trial, of course, aren't able to play today. We've played the Boston United twice this series just recently, so you'll know the scores. 3-0 win at our place in the league. A good win that was. We thought we were going to follow it with a very similar result. It wasn't to be. They definitely came at us in a totally different way, which we didn't expect. Musa and Quigley being the players that give us the grief. We'll try and combat them this time. But it is at the Community Stadium in Boston, so it's a trip there to see what we can do. Can we get through to the third round for the third season running? We're about to find out. And here is the side that faces Boston in this FA Cup second round replay, as we try and be a little bit better than we were in the last game. We have a number of players that, before we start, that are on yellow cards. They're 1 card away from missing the third round tie against Leicester. They won't want to do that. Include Jack Coleman, Will Armitage, Mika Peters, Prescott and Harvey Slade. So they are all players that want to avoid getting a yellow card today if they can. Roan continues in goal then. Linton, Armitage, Grante and Holman is our defensive line. Looking a bit more thingy. Armitage back, having rested him for a couple of games. Solanke is at the base of our midfield. Bolton and Gaspar are in front of him. Nzingo is then in behind Peters and Jones up front. As you'll see from the lines, formation that has been working quite well And then on the bench, we have a Brad House, a Ransom, Vincent, Prescott, Slade, Braley, Abdul Malik, Wareham and Cooper. And here we are at the Community Stadium, Boston. They've only won one of their last 5 games, drawn 2, lost 2, playing a 4-4-2. That game that they won was in the FA Trophy. We've won 3 of our last 5, drawn the other 2 of Chaos. One against Boston. Cousin Dawson with a throw-in on that far side. Baker to Grant. Quigley is on the bench today. Holman back to Roan, which is a bit dicey, bearing in mind Linton last time. Back-heeled from Holman to Garante. Holman has Gasper in front of him. Jones now looking for Nzingo. He puts it away. And his 9th goal of the season puts us in the lead after 9 minutes. 10 minutes, maybe. I'll check in a minute. But good bit of interplay here. Gasper looked like he was going to lose the ball, but Jones very quickly put it over the top into the path of Nzingo. It's on 10 minutes, I think. And in off the post. And highlight from the restart. Musa, who caused us all sorts of problems last time. And Wilson, Musa getting involved in that plunge. Are they going to get back on level terms straight away? They are. Goodness me. It's going to be a rerun of the first leg. Topsy-turvy game. And, well, we had that lead for, well, less than 30 seconds, really. Back from the restart. Luke Plange, into Godwin. Past Roan. Linton on that far side. 16 minutes on the clock now to Nzingo. Back to Linton. Linton has Bolton there, hanging outside the area. Bolton has a go on his own, but it's not hit hard enough, and Wickens will collect. The highlight is going to continue. It's a long ball forward. Linton is underneath it, brings it down very nicely. Armitage to Garante. Garante to Solanke. Solanke over the top looking for Peters. Peters! Oh, he's put it away. And we take the lead again. 13th goal of the season. And let's this time try and stay in front for a little while, can we? 17 minutes on the clock. It's 2-1. A high-scoring game again. It could be on the cards. Solanke this time over the top. We're going Route 1 a couple of times here, but we have the power up front to put them away. Peters getting that one. They have a free kick. Wilson, 26 on the clock. And it's gone wide. Another free kick. Goodwin with this one. 35 on the clock. And he goes Route 1. It's come back off the crossbar. And they've got back into this game. We had a lot of the game. And they've slowly worked their way back in. And we're going to have to be careful here. This one through. Nelson's in. Oh, it's come back off the woodwork again. It's back across. It's not clear. Gasper is there, though. Come on, Gasper. Clear the lines. He's only cleared it to Wilson. Goodness me. Diallo over the top to Nelson. Nelson crossed it in, and it's headed across the corner of the upright. Well, we've managed to survive to half-time with that lead. But goodness me, did they come back into that game? We had 67% of the possession, I think, at one point. They pulled themselves. I don't know if we'll need to check to see if they've changed formation. Maybe that's what they've done, in which case we need to combat it. We had 9 shots, 5 on target, 1.17. They had about 2 or 3 and ended up the half with 10 shots, 3 of which were on target, 1.43 and 46% of the possession. Well, that was a half and another. We need to be on it in the second half from the word go, I think. Highlight early on, 46 on the clock, Nzingo on the ball, and Linton. They hadn't changed formation or anything. I'm not quite sure why we capitulated a little bit, but Solanke just over the top. And the ensuing goal kick. Why the highlight just didn't continue, I don't know. Garante, Nzingo brings it down nicely, but he gave the ball away, and they come forward. They're dangerous every time they get the ball, and we really need to be careful. That one over the top, looking for Plange. Plange will cross it in. Goodwin has got the second as well. Deary me. And maybe we're not going to make the third round this year. Boston causing us problems. We have a corner now. 15 minutes on the clock. Linton with this ball in. But it's collected by Wickens. And long ball forward again. Plange heads it down to Musa, who's not been quite so clinical today, but he's on the run now. And we got to be careful. Gets this inside. Martin. Diallo. Off target. They have a corner. Wilson with the corner. Swung in. It's headed clear. And Bolton's going to come away with it. Needs the other players. They're coming out very quickly. We are outnumbering them. Can we do something with this? Peters to Nzingo. Nzingo has a drive, but it's just wide. And with 69 minutes on the clock, we're making a couple of changes. We have taken off Gaspar and replaced him with Ethan Braley, who scored his first goal for us in the last game, of course. And we've also taken off Jake Garante and brought on Harry Ransom. Corner Braley with the corner. 78 on the clock. It's swung in. It's come back off the woodwork. Ransom has Braley there. Braley chips it in, looking for somebody, but Solanke is into the area. Solanke puts it away. Third goal of the season. And on 79 minutes, we get noses in front again, but we know that that's not necessarily a good thing. A 2-goal cushion would be splendid. Braley doing the work here. Crossed it in, looking for Linton and Jones. Couldn't find them. It fell to Solanke. Solanke had a shot, and Wickens couldn't keep it out. And with 86 on the clock, we've made our final 3 changes. We have taken off Josiah Linton. Liam Vincent comes on for him. Elliot Bolton has come on, and Harvey Slade comes on for him. And the other change we've made is we've taken off Glory Nzingo and brought on Abdul Abdulmalik. Well, the troublemaker Quigley is on. Cousin Dawson with that throw in. O'Brien, Brady, Musa. Oh, and Holman wins the ball. Musa went down. No penalty. Abdul Malik, can we get another one here and just finish it off? Slade, who's just come on. Vincent, who's also just come on. Fresh legs. And they won't want to see those fresh legs. It's crossed in, but Wickens takes it off the head of Jones. Highlight is going to continue. That long ball forward. And it's headed on. Oh, no. I don't like these. It's crossed into the area. And they've equalised again. And it's Goodwin getting his hat-trick. And they have been a complete pain in the backside. Last game and this game. Goodness me. And Roan's not really been up to it in either game. An extra time it is. Ah, dearie me. Not what we wanted. We do get an extra thing. 19 shots, 10 on target, 2.04. 54% of the possession. We should have seen them off before now. 18 shots. I mean, each time we've got a nose in front, we've not had enough to stop them getting through. 18 shots, 6 on target, 2.36, 46% of the possession. You just don't know when to lie down, and Goodwin is the player that's given us the grief this time. But they do have Quigley on, as I say. 94 minutes on the clock. Roan with that ball, and it's erroneous. And maybe we shouldn't have gone attacking at Musa, who's gone up front alongside Quigley. And I think we might change this back in just a moment. Slanky heads that one out. Braley, not for the minute. Comes forward. Jones comes forward with his ball, but he's lost it and won it back. Solanke, Abdul Malik, Vincent, who's come on. Slade finds Peters. Peters through to Jones. He's missed the target. Dissy me. He was offside anyway. Just went a little bit too early. Questionable. And we're at half time in extra time. And, well, nothing coming of that. We have had lots of shots. 24 shots, 12 on target. We should be winning this game. I think they're going to play out now looking for penalties, to be fair. I think that's their game gambit, is that they going to try and beat us on penalties at the end of the game. Let's go and see if we can get that goal and finish them off. Well, we've made one change at half-time in extra time. Jaden Wareham is on in place of James Jones, and the reason behind that is because he's a far better penalty taker than James Jones. And with this looking like it may go to penalties, that's we thought the best route, despite Holman, Armitage and Solanke all very, very tired. In fact, Emeka Peters tired as well. But that's what we figured was the best way of doing it. Quigley gets us underway in this second half of extra time. We have a highlight from the restart, which is a bit of a worry. Cousin Dawson. Ball forward, but Vincent heads it to Brayley. Brayley back to Roan. Can we build something here? Ransom, Solanke, Brayley. Oh, Brayley didn't have control of that ball and he's given it away. Let's hope there's not something on the end of this, and I've got a fear that it is. Oh, it's gone in. It would have been a penalty. Musa has scored, and I think that is us out. I'm not sure we can do anything now. And they've been a pain. In fact, it wouldn't have been, because Armitage did actually get to the ball, but he give it to Quigley. Quigley give it to Musa. And bang, we have a free kick. Brayley over the ball. He needs to put this away. He's not going to. Peters! Oh, no, it's off target. Vincent crossed it deep for Solanke. It's come back off the woodwork. Peters, though, into the area. It's come back off the woodwork again. It's not going to be our day. In fact, Cousin Dawson heading it away first off. Peters, wear him onto the woodwork. And we have lost for the first time in lots of games. We are not going through to the third round this year. It's all over. 4-3 loss in the end, 2-1 at half-time. And they just were a complete thorn in our side. And that man Musa being the big thorn. They had 20 shots, 8 on target, 2.86, 47% of the possession. We had 28 shots, 13 on target, 3.63. And 53% of the possession. Yeah. Charlie Goodwin getting a hat-trick. And I guess they just, over the two matches, were slightly the better side. But no third-round tie. Boston will go to the King Power. Well. That's the end of the FA Cup trip for this season. We will come back to it next year. But I guess it gives us more time to focus on the league, and that is the big thing, is trying to get promoted out of the National League more than winning or getting any further in the FA Cup. We wouldn't have got any further. The only thing would have been a big payday had we got through to the third round, of course. But we'll come back to the National League just now. The only game that's been played is Chelmsford City have played Guiseley at the bottom here. Chelmsford beating Guiseley 2-0. Which moves them closer to safety. Now just 2 points behind Southend, 3 points behind Rochdale, 4 points behind Torquay United. So coming to the end of the episode, this is how it looks. Weymouth, we are top, 3 points clear of Halifax Town in second. Chester third on 42. Oldham fourth on 38. Scunthorpe fifth on 36. York sixth on 35. Hartlepool seventh on 33. Dagenham Redbridge also on 33, but in 8th on goal difference. They are just outside the playoff places. Chelmsford, Gateshead, Aldershot Town and Guiseley are the teams in that bottom four at the moment. Guiseley adrift by 6 points, but the rest within touching distance of Southend and Rochdale at the bottom there. We are coming back As I said, we're going to have a bit of a run of games now offline. Eastleigh, Altrincham, York, Fylde. I think we are going to come back with no FA Cup now. So we're going to come back for Aldershot and Rochdale in the next episode. Then we will have Hartlepool and Halifax Town, as that potentially is a 6-pointer if it stays as it is. So a couple of back-to-backs then to see teams that we haven't seen before so far this season. So Aldershot Town and Rochdale in the next episode. I hope you can join me for that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It hasn't been exactly what we'd hoped for, of course. Never is it? But we are through to the fourth round of the FA Trophy. If you've enjoyed the episode, though, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, which keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, of course, Irons in the Fire, as they are released. Bottom to the Top, released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 53, and it's out on Friday. Till then, bye-bye.